My name is Farmer Samir Bordle, and I write Farmer in front of my name, and I'm very proud of that because I think when a doctor likes to write beer in front of his name, or a professor likes to call himself as a professor, or an engineer wants to write ER in front of his name. So why not I call myself farmer because I feel I fit them all. So I'm so proud of my profession of being farmer. Today here, I'm sitting here in the food forest which we have created in Spredani Farm Learning Center in Sonapur. We are in a place called Rupnagar in Sonapur. Sonapur is only 25 kilometers from Guwahati city, and this is a place where we are breeding the young generation of green commandos. Those are all social entrepreneurs where we bring them and make them learn about the form of farming which we call compassionate farming, or in Assamese or Hindi it is called Karunamayi Kheti. So compassionate farming is more about coexistence of all the stakeholders of the biosphere when it comes to production of food. So the whole concept of compassionate farming is based on the principle that why should I, as a farmer, why should I pamper my food crops? Why can't it grow like this wild trees? So you will find all the food crops, like, yeah, here is a pineapple tree growing very healthy inside the forest. So like that we have king chilies, we have turmeric, we have yams, we have local fruit crops like Garcinia, we have Indian coffee plum called Ponial, we have Thai corianders, we call it Mandhania. We have like the list is very long. So see, compassionate farming, how it came to my head is because when I started farming, and there is no literature, or there is no study about this form of farming, which is, I think I'm pioneering this with my whole team of Spread Northeast, with all my friends who are working together, my green commandos. Now we have produced more than 530 green commandos from this food forest. So all of us work together to make this farm, and we named it compassionate farming because there is a story behind. Because when I came here and I was wondering about how to not destroy the nature to grow food, why we have to till the soil every time, because I as a farmer believe that this soil belongs to my future generation, to my kids. So where do I have the right to plow it every year? Where do I have to till it every year? Where do I have the right to put all the fertilizers and pesticides, even the bio fertilizers or bio pesticides? Why should I introduce something from outside here? When I look at this beautiful trees in the forest growing without any support, the birds playing their roles of dispersing the seed from one place to another place, and the plants growing there. So how the bees pollinate and they are helping to support the life system, how the bamboos trap the carbon and make it more cooler, and how the bamboo stores water for the other plants growing here, how the big trees spread their leaves like this and mulch it to conserve the water. So there is a very beautiful natural process which we understood. What I feel now is that I have become a part of the whole food ecosystem, or the food chain. I am a part of the food chain. And that is how we evolved or we were living. It was only the greed of the human brain to be very selfish, to create a world where only the Homo sapiens exist. So this is a model where we live together, everything together. So I call it compassionate farming. So that is the start of the compassionate farming. Why this form of farming doesn't exist, I don't actually agree to that, because if you look at our very lazy and slow culture of our tribal villages all over the northeast, or the Assamese villages, you find that in the villages there used to be one land which is, it's not the homestead, but backside of the house they used to have a land with bamboo groves and wild fruits like a jungle, and they used to have this. If you go to the hills, then you'll find that they grow rice, they grow tapioca, they grow food crops all mixed together. Squashes or it might be gourds, they grow it together. So traditionally this exists. But what we have done is like making it more structured by how we incorporate food crops inside the forest without eliminating the forest, and making it valuable, because this is a place where you can grow all kind of low volume and high value crops like the nutraceuticals of the northeast, like the medicinal and aromatic plants I'm talking about. So food has to be good to everyone, and as a farmer, my religion is to grow food for all the kids of the world, and how it is safe. And I feel the jungle is the most safest place where we can incorporate our local food wisdom, how we conserve it, how we grow with that, and we take it forward. So you like query about why this form is not popular is, I think it is one of its kind which we have pioneered to start. That is one vision. Another is the traditional practices of doing like this were somehow ignored in the race of promoting the industrial farming model right from the Green Revolution. Right, when we talked about okay, traditional food crops are not profitable. Might be this is the hunger of the corporates to take in all the value chain of food from the seeds to the feeds, and also the hunger of the corporates to somehow eliminate the race of small farmers and make people more dependent on food they produce synthetically in their factories. So I think those are the regions where this kind of farming was not promoted. But for now, for my farmers working with me, more than 25,000 of the farmers of the region working with me, for us, this is our survival strategy, because if we don't do this, we will be nowhere, because we don't make profit in the other kind of conventional farming where the input dependence is too much high. See, when you talk about food security, it is also about learning the fact that we have stopped growing our own food. I believe there is food for everyone if we have a proper control over the whole food chain. If you look at the losses which has been made in the food, if I talk about the grains, if you visit a small town FCI Godown also, the amount of food which is lost there, the amount of food which is lost in the transportation, the amount of perishable food crops which is lost because of not having proper storage facilities is creating this problem, and the division between some people who can afford lots of food and can waste, and some people where they don't get food. So I think it's time of conscious living. Can this kind of farming feed the whole world, or the whole population which is growing? Northeast can do it. Northeast India can do it because we have got so much of green zone still left. We have so much of forest area. When I'm talking about compassionate farming, I'm not talking about only growing for myself. I'm talking about growing for the wild elephants also, and animals also together. So we have such a big forest coverage, right? So we can use that, where we can grow for the animals, and also the surplus which we have can be also taken for the people to be fed. Another thing which we are doing is we are working with lots of young people like the Green Commandos, right? So they are going to their communities and creating those. There are lots of fallow lands in the northeast. When you travel in the hilly states, you will find so much of fallow lands are there. So if you go to Meghalaya, for example, you are driving to Shillong. On the way, you will find so much of pine trees and so much of like forest lands are also there. So those lands you can incorporate the food crops there. It might be a seed bombing, very simple technology. It might be a zero tillage bed and growing some herbs there. So crop specific, yes, this kind of farming can feed this growing population, and how you develop those healthy healing food. I think wellness food industry which is growing, this kind of farming can feed that industry, right? And yeah, I don't say that we don't need the other kind of agricultural technologies which has been developed. I'm not technology side. But what we need is to understand what our farmers can absorb, how they can live that life of happiness, or the life which they have been living from so many years. And my experience of looking at the market now is market is asking me more of this kind of product. So I think there is scope to develop that, and we can at least make a parallel system of compassionate farming systems also, feeding a part of the population. But yeah, the unified approach is needed, but we don't have to go for that hybrids or monocropping or the chemical farming or those kind of things. But yeah, the other form like the natural farming practices, the zero budget natural farming, ecological farming practices, uh, permaculture practices, those practices can come together and that will be sufficient for the people to eat. Why we are commandos, where we take the responsibility of taking care of the environment. We will take care of the environment. We will do climate-friendly lifestyles. We will live climate-friendly lifestyle, and also we will be very much economically doing a overground revolution of economic revolution, which is led by the young people of the northeast. Yeah, there are many beautiful stories of the Green Commandos, which strengthens me more. And the whole concept of Green Commandos is only because I want to replicate more people who thinks like this. And as I'm growing old, so I need more young people to come in and take it forward. And the beautiful thing is that 40% of my Green Commandos are involved. 40% because young people are attracted to this concept of Green Commandos. So we have many Green Commandos who are studying in colleges, and they are pursuing their education. But even in the colleges, they are doing beautiful things like planting trees, making poems, adopting schools, and giving activity-based learning model to kids. But 40% of my Green Commandos are doing very beautiful things. I'm learning from them now. I can give you many examples like Kido in Nagaland starting a very beautiful food forest in Nagaland. Otose starting a beautiful food forest and getting the best organic farmer award of the state last year. Then we have Ting, a lady in Churachandpur in Manipur who has taken up roselle, and she is now exporting it to other countries through fair trade. We have Manoj Datta in near Dibrugarh who has started his Surujmukhi organization, and they are doing the same thing which I am doing. So if you follow our page, Spirit Renew on Facebook, you can look at the beautiful stories which these people are doing. So I'm this is what my strength now is.
Greetings to all. My name is Shantanu Sen. Academically, I am a junior engineer. I was always concerned about the climate changes, environmental changes, since I understand the scenario. I was so curious to collect information about the numbers of diseases during our ancestors' times and the comparison with our generation, the diseases affecting us. It means there is a big error in our food system. Then I interested to know about the natural farming. I came to contact with farmer Samir Bordoloi through social media and to know about his Green Commando concept, and I went to part of it. The Green Commando concept is a continuous process to overcome the challenges against the happenings. Our motto is local food, local people, and local economy. See, we Northeastern people blessed with the many local healthy food, healthy natural medicines, and the many green resources. We first need to recognize them and make value addition on it for our consumption, and surplus amount we need to export outside. And being a green commando, we must know the process of natural farming and to identify the natural resources, food, and to explore it. As a rural green commando, we closely associate with farmers to supervise the production, and as an urban green commando, we worked in a market closely associated with the distributors and the other channels to reach the customers.
নমস্কাৰ, মোৰ নাম মাধৱ চুগিয়াৰী। মই 2018 মই গ্ৰেজুৱেশ্যন হৈছে। গ্ৰেজুৱেশ্যন হোৱাৰ পিছত মই জীৱনত মই কি কাম কৰিম তাৰ কাৰণে মই এগ্ৰিকালচাৰ ছেক্টৰটো মই ডিচাইড কৰিলোঁ। ডিচাইড কৰাৰ পিছত মই সমীৰ ছাৰক মই কণ্টেক্ট কৰিলোঁ। কণ্টেক্ট কৰাৰ পিছত মই যোৱা 3 মাহ আগত মই 4 মান্থ আগত মই 10 days মই লেভেল 3 টো ট্ৰেইনিং কৰি আহিলোঁ। কৰাৰ পিছত মই কোকৰাঝাৰত মই এটা ঠাইত more than 50 বিঘা তাত মাটি লৈ পেলাই মই এতিয়া খেতিটো কৰি আছোঁ। যিখিনি মই সমীৰ ছাৰৰ পৰা শিকি আহিছোঁ তাত মই যিখিনি মই নিজে তাৰ সমীৰ ছাৰৰ পৰা মই শিকিব পাৰিছোঁ তাত মই এতিয়া এপ্লাই কৰিছোঁ। এপ্লাই কৰাৰ পিছত মই এতিয়া যিখিনি মই তাত ফুলি ৰুইছোঁ তাতো বহুত ছাকচেছফুল হৈছোঁ আৰু তাৰ কাৰণে মই সমীৰ ছাৰক যিখিনি মই শিকাই দিছোঁ তাৰ কাৰণে মই সমীৰ ছাৰক ধন্যবাদ দিছোঁ। মই এজন গ্ৰীণ কামাণ্ডো তাৰ কাৰণে যিখিনি গ্ৰীণ কামাণ্ডো হিচাপে যিখিনি কাম কৰিব লগা আছে তাত মই কৰি আছোঁ।
Local food, promote local farmers, help farmers to grow local food by demanding for local food.